Skyrim has a lot of different factions, and according to the tier list I just made up, the Thieves Guild is the most popular one. But what if you wanted it to be more family friendly? In that case I have just the game for you. Welcome to the big con, and let's get right into it. We start with our main character Eli standing in his pavilion. For now we have to go to the video store to get to work. The streets are completely empty except for some construction workers who won't let us pass. First we go to the movie store. That's where all the people are hiding. We talk to Eli's mom, Linda, and learn that we are going to band camp tomorrow. But for now our goal is to satisfy all the customers by recommending the movies they may like. Now we can just listen to the conversation to learn what they really want. After recommending great movies like The History of Grain Farming and Live Hard Free, Living Hard Ain't Easy, all the customers are gone. After talking to mom, two men come into the store and mom sends us to our room to pack our stuff for band camp. Wouldn't it be a shame if we were to overhear their conversation? As it turns out, the man's name is Ricky and he's a loan shark. Mom has some debt and hasn't been paying lately to save money for our band camp. She has to pay a measly $97,342.18 in 2 weeks, or the store will be closed and sold to a movie rental company called Videoville. After hearing all of this, we go to our room and look through our stuff to see if there's any money. That's when our trusty friend Red Ghost, who is totally not a hallucination, appears. After telling him about our situation, he tells us to make our own way. Yeah, all we have to do is win the lottery and then we have enough money. We pick up our totally awesome fanny pack, which contains a half-eaten cookie, and escape through the window. Outside, the world has finally come to life. There are people to interact with and things to pick up. And by that I absolutely do not mean stealing. Do you like stickers? I'm interested in seeing more stickers, much more. Yeah, sure, I'll look all the way over there, okay? After talking to this girl, who seems to be Eli's best friend, this guy with an ice cream cart appears. As we talk to him, he introduces himself as Ted. We tell him about our problems and learn that he has some problems with his own parents. He teaches us how to pickpocket other people and wants us to collect $10 to show him our skills. We meet this guy who tells us that he's a stand-up comedian, that he's going to have a big show in Las Venganza, and that he wants to tell us a joke to practice. Sure buddy, go ahead. You ever notice how they call them pineapples, but they don't call coconuts fir apples? Wow, great joke, 10 out of 10. With the money in hand, we go back to Ted and he tells us that he has a job that will give us all the money we need. We agree to be his accomplice. Now all we need to do is get a bus ticket. We talk to our friend again and she tells us to call her sometimes if we need somebody to talk to. After borrowing a bus ticket, we go to the bus stop where Ted is waiting for us. He introduces us to this guy who is a pawnbroker. He buys all the items we don't need anymore. After that we go back home and tell Red Ghost everything that happened. The next day we say goodbye to mom, get on the bus and are ready to start our life of crime. On the bus we talk to Ted and find out that his parents kicked him out. And just like that we finished chapter 1. We earned $113, which is about 0.001% of what we need. Our first destination is the Molten Mall. We learn that our final destination will be Las Venganza, which means we will see him again. After getting off the bus, we see this woman smoking. We tell her that every time she lights a cigarette, a baby kitten bursts into flames. And yes, that is peer-reviewed science. As we enter the mall, the security guard tells us that all the Burbler dolls are already sold out. Oh no, what are we gonna do now? Look, a telephone. We may just have started our adventure, but let's call our mom and tell her that we didn't go to band camp and that we are at the mall stealing money. Unfortunately, she doesn't believe us. Oh well. Let's call our best friend. Maybe she can give us a moral boost. Nope, just the answering machine. Let's earn some money. We eavesdrop on the dad, learn that he's bought his son one of these dolls and has a lot of money to spend. Well, now it's our doll. Now we can sell it to the dad. But wait, there's more. We can give some popcorn to the security, which she will eat in the guard room. From there we can take the paper with the key codes. With the code we can enter the store from the back entrance, take the super rare Burbler doll and sell it to the dad. Next to this arcade machine we meet this guy. He tells us he's a professional gamer on his way to Las Venganza for a tournament, and he challenges us to beat his score of 350 points. After we easily beat his score, he gives us some money and tells us that this was only his practice score. Sure buddy. Wait a minute, this guy looks familiar. Wait, no, it's the guy with the bad jokes. You ever wonder why women drive on the right side of the road and men drive on the left side of the road? Shabba-dee-doo! And just like that we have enough money. We go back to Ted and he teaches us how to chain break. We can ask cashiers to change our money, then we interrupt them, which will make them start over. If we do it right, they will give us almost double the amount. However, if we screw up 3 times, it's time for some honest labor in the form of rewinding tapes. We head to the train station, have a little chat with Ted about canned meat, and finish another chapter. We are already up to $950, which is almost 0.01% of what we need. Our next stop is this train. This time we will need to collect at least $500. I wonder what happens if we pull the lever. As it turns out, we get thrown off the train. Should have expected that. To get back on the train, we have to buy new tickets, but all our money has been taken. I guess it's time for some more honest labor. Mister, this was only my practice score, is back. This time he tells us his high score is 800 points. After we absolutely crush his score, he gives us the money he promised, but also reveals that this wasn't even his high score. Maybe next time. I wonder how that one got here. Look, a phone booth. Let's call Mom again and tell her how we are on an adventure to steal almost $100,000. She still doesn't believe us. Weird. Now that we have some money, we can get back on the train, and wouldn't you know it, it's the same one we were on before. They must have waited for us. How nice of them. We are in Zone E, where only the poor people are. We can offer this guy this baseball card that I conveniently found to let us through. The next zone is for adults only. We try to use our persuasion technique on them to convince them that we are 61 years old, but unfortunately it doesn't work. As we entered the zone, a person ran past us. We pickpocket them and get a card for the Zone Z. We meet the smoking woman from before again. This time we tell her that there's cyanide in the cigarettes. Maybe now she will finally stop. Hey, nice sunglasses you have there. Do you mind if I take them? No? Thank you. Hey there, Mr. Comedian guy, give me another banger. The thing about spaghetti is, you never get to have it in a spa. Damn, these jokes are actually getting better. After randomly guessing the door code, we can finally enter the first train car, where all the rich people are, especially that from the mall. As we eavesdrop on him, we learn that he accidentally threw out the doll. Well, too bad, I already sold it to Big Daddy. And just like that, we return to Ted and tell him that we are done here. We are already up to $5,086, which is 0.05% of the total we need. We have another chat with Ted. We learn that he is from Las Venganza, but he hasn't been here for a while. Our goal here is to open and steal from a safe that belongs to a family called the Kabakskis. Ted also tells us that we'll need the help of a few people. Werner, who knows where the room is, Murray, the person who put in the safe and knows the code, and then who knows when they are out of the building. And just like that, we have finally arrived in Las Venganza. We meet stand-up comedian guy again, but this time he doesn't tell us a joke, but gives us a ticket for the show, which we're definitely going to see. We also meet the smoking woman again, who actually decided to stop smoking. We tell her that if she stops smoking she will get superpowers, like flying and reading people's minds. Back to the pro gamer guy who lied to us twice already. This time he tells us that his high score is 1600 points. After we beat his score, it turns out he lied to us again. Who could have guessed? Let's try to call our friend first this time. Nope, still no answer. Call me if you need someone to talk to, my ass. How about we call our mom again and try to tell her the truth? She still doesn't believe us. I wonder why. By pickpocketing the person in his hotel, Werner will approach us as we leave it. To get the information we need from her, we have to steal 5 out-of-state licenses and bring them to her. With all the licenses, we return to Werner and she tells us the location. Next on our list is Dan. He wants us to bring him a golden fanny pack. We can of course give him the golden fanny pack I just got, but we can also just spray paint this normal fanny pack and give it to him. Perfect! He is happy about the fanny pack and we learn about the best time for our heist. And our last informant is Murray. To get his information, we listen in on his conversation around town and tell him what he wants to hear. It's one thing for him to know all the safe codes. It's another thing for him to just tell everyone he knows if they ask. Oh well, not my problem. With all the information we need, we return to Ted and tell him everything we learned. Now we enter the Kabakski's room, open the safe and all the money is ours. Before we leave, we find a picture of the family and it turns out Ted is their son. With that, we are done in Las Venganza. Our total is up to $92,000, which is 94.5%. It's almost all we need. I'm sure Mom can get the rest of the money. Ted decides that we need to lay low for the night, so we drive to a hotel in the middle of the desert and rest for the night. We confront Ted about the fact that they are his parents, but he just says that it's none of our business and that we should rest for the night. When we wake up, Ted is nowhere to be seen, as are all our items and the money. We talk to the bartender and it turns out that Ted just left us behind. At least he ordered us some food. Only thing we can do now is walk through the desert back to Las Venganza. We reach a phone booth, our mom is on the phone, we talk to her, we tell her about our journey and how we were betrayed by Ted. As we leave the hotel, we meet a familiar looking woman who offers us a ride to Las Venganza and introduces herself as Esme. We tell her about how we met Ted and we learn that Ted has been working with Ricky, the debt collector from the beginning. Our next big goal is to get back our items and money that Ted stole from us. He's in the casino and getting in there will be a challenge. Welcome back to Las Venganza. First things first, Ted took all our stuff, including our fanny pack and notes. It turns out he sold them to the pawn shop and we can buy them back for only $300. I wish my things were worth this much. We meet the pro gamer guy again. He tells us that he won a tournament. This time he tells us that his high score is 1800 points. We beat his score, which is actually a lie again. His real high score is 4,346,789 points. Yeah, I could never have gotten close to that score. And as it turns out, his prize money was $97,342.18. Huh, what a coincidence. However, I also have a trick up my sleeves to get a super high score. Cheating! Phone booth time, but this time mom doesn't answer. For a change, our friend actually answers the phone. We tell her about how we got robbed and that we are on our way to break into a casino. No big deal. Now that we have our stuff back, we go back to Esme and she tells us that we need to learn the passcode to the back door of the casino. She tells us that a guy named Sammy knows the passcode, so to get close to him we stalk him for a bit, compliment him and steal the code from his pocket. With the code we go back to Esme. This time she tells us we need some new clothes, something more stylish. In this store we can get a nice suit, but the staff is watching us, so to distract them we can pull the fire lever and everyone evacuates the building. Now we are finally ready to enter the casino. And with that we are in the final chapter. We have a total of $101,528, which is 104% of what we need. That is, if we hadn't been robbed. We get one last pep talk from Esme and our last quest. We have to get into the penthouse where Ted and Ricky are and unlock the store bell for Esme. But to get up there we need to collect $10,000. So let's get to it. Unfortunately, we cannot play the slots, but there's other ways we can earn money. We collect these scissors, cut a string out of the piano, and now we can use the string on the slot machine. God, I wish it was this easy in real life. We meet the smoking woman one last time. Well, not smoking anymore. And as thanks she gives us all the money she saved. By eavesdropping on this guy, we learn how Ricky works. He gives loans to small shops like ours. When they cannot pay, he sells the shops to a bigger company. Later he gets them to take out small loans and repeat the whole thing. Wouldn't it be a shame if we were to use this knowledge to blackmail him? With all the money we collected, we can go to security, show that we have enough money and we are in the penthouse area. Here we can call our mom one last time. This time we tell her that we know all about the debt and our whole adventure. And she actually believes us. Now we just open the stairs for Esme and sneak into Ricky's room. In here we see Ricky and Ted talking. I try to run in guns blazing, but I guess that is not an option. Ted tries to give Ricky all the money we made, but Ricky gives him the cold shoulder and tells him to wait downstairs. We follow Ted and confront him. He tries to talk his way out of this, but we are having none of it. Ted suggests a contest. Whoever collects $20,000 first and reaches the piano wins and gets to keep all the money. Lucky for us, we already have enough money. We go over to the piano, tell him what a not nice guy he is and stall him for some time until Esme arrives and arrests him for stealing from the safe. Yeah, totally his fault. Now to Ricky. We offer to pay our debt, but he refuses to take the money. We tell him that we will call the CEO of Videoville and tell them all about Ricky's plans. In the end, he gives us the deed to the store and forgives us our loan without making us pay any money. You see kids, anything is possible with blackmail. Also Esme comes in and arrests him. And just like that we are done. With a whopping $239,653 collected, we are back in our hometown. We go home and meet Mom, who is waiting for us in our room I guess. We tell her that we got the deed to our store back and still have all the money. With all this money there are so many things we could do, but Mom wants us to give all the money back. And that's that. The credits roll and we are done. Thank you so very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, I would really appreciate it if you left a like and maybe even subscribed. And maybe, just maybe, I will be seeing you in the next video. Bye bye.